Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I am somewhere in Lower Bavaria. That's not me being cryptic. That is the name of the map we are on. This is by Paco. It's 419.49 megabytes to download. However, this has 25 required mods that download automatically. I have listed them in the description for the video. Yeah, it's one of those sticking points for a lot of people still, and discussions still are ongoing. You know, people talk about these sorts of things. Despite that, it's a lovely map. I mean, that shouldn't take away from the fact it's a lovely map. We'll talk about slot count straight away because it's the same on all three game modes, and we're going to get to the start farm momentarily. 1,987 is the slot count on all three game modes. On all three game modes as well, we do start with some productions, and what's interesting about those productions is we don't actually own the land they're on, but we do start with them. If we go into this menu here, this is what the map looks like. On our new farmer, we start with the main farm down here. There are 6 farms on the map with a few little plots here and there to be purchased as we go around, so I'm going to put in some money in. For the size of fields, the prices are pretty average. They're not really low, they're not really high. They're about right for the size of fields. I know I often go through and click on fields and show the prices. I mean, at the end of the day, that's an arbitrary thing to do, but you know. We do have forestry. There's a nice bit of forestry. It's that Bavarian countryside, that nice mix of flowing countryside and forest, and you know, it works really well. I do like it. So like I said, we'll pick those up as we go around. What else did I want to point out at the start? There are no custom crops added in, so nothing in addition to that. Contracts are available. If we go to... oh, there. So there's the production chains. So at the start, we've got the Hessian fermenter silo. Now, you won't have that on Farm Manager and start from scratch because you won't own the start farm. Once you purchase the start farm, if you purchase start farm, you'll have the fermenter silo. But the open air gardens, there's 2 open air gardens, and there's 2 fruit greenhouses, and there's a small garden. All of those you start with on all 3 game modes, so that's something to be aware of. As I said, contracts are available for you to pick up should you choose. We start here at the main vehicle shop, and just next door to that we have got the vehicle workshop. Drive through each section with the road that comes around the back, so for ease of use, and our trigger for this is just inside here. I think this is one of the required mods. So that's your vehicle workshop here at the main store. I'm going to put a pickup in because we don't have one at our start machinery to go around the farm. Just to the side here we do have a gas station. I'm going to get the pickup as well because we're going to start off going round and off around the back here. All will become clear. I will show you, as I always do, where we are on the map and what we're doing. As far as lighting, texture, colour palette, it's all really nice. It all works really well. I have had a lot of people messaging and talking to me lately about this. I suppose it would be with Alpine, Bavarian, those style of maps. This backdrop, the Alpine backdrop, seems to be becoming quite a... heavily used backdrop, not by everybody, but I mean, I'm not too bothered by it, I guess, but a lot of people are. But like I say, you look around at the buildings and stuff on here, there's a lot of detail, hence the slot count being 1,987. And when we get to the farm, I'll talk about that as well, because I did manage to get that slot count down, but I had to get a lot of stuff out. Actually, we'll talk about build mode as well while we're here. Actually, we go into here, not that one, and we scroll down. There's our start machinery. You'll see that at the main farm. We only start with 2 tractors and 1 harvester, and then the other bits and bobs. We'll seal that. But if we go down to mods and DLCs, that is what's in as part of the mods and DLCs in here. So a package of premium pallets and bags. I didn't come across any of those anywhere, but I'm assuming it's on here just so you can purchase them if you want to. And then if we go into build mode, the only thing put in by the map maker over and above all the required mods, as far as I could find, was under productions and factories, and there was a couple or 2 or 3 custom somewhere in Lower Bavaria, custom sugar mill, custom dairy, and oil mill. But they when I went round to do my checking, they seemed to be pretty standard for recipes and cycles per month and that kind of stuff. I think they've just been adjusted ever so slightly. And as I always say when I'm on a map with a lot of required mods, this is not a mod review. I will go around the map, I'll show you all the buildings, I'll show you the various different triggers and bits and bobs, but I'm not reviewing those mods. They are just part of the map. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I'll get to that later on. There's one clunky bit. I found one clunker. Only one, which is quite good to be fair. So, I'm going to get a pickup and then we'll get around the map. Pickup is rented. This is the reset point in the map as well, so if you need to reset anything, it will reset back here. I've gone for a nice bright yellow, the equivalent of an umbrella on a walking tour, so you know where I am at all times. Whizzing around the back. Like I say, I know for a lot of people, and I'm the same, I do it. When a new map comes out, I'll look for the required mods, and when you see a massive list, you look and you think, oh really? You know, and it is a high slot count on the map. But like I say, when you go around the map, it's still a very pretty map. It's got a nice immersive build to it. There are a couple of bits here and there, but most maps do. And most maps within the first couple of weeks, not all of them, but most maps will get an update, because the more people that play on them, the more people will find the odd little bits here and there. So we come down here first off to the small biogas plant. This is a 50 kilowatt, and as you can see, the triggers are already showing. Now this is one of the ones where, if I buy this, I don't get the land. You have to buy the land separately. If I buy the land, you don't get the biogas plant, because often the triggers aren't showing and you have to buy the land to get the triggers to show. So this one, the triggers are all showing. If I buy that, I don't get the land, so you'd have to buy them separately. It's like I say, it's a 50 kilowatt. It's standard crop types in, standard crop type will digestate out. Nothing over and above that really. It's a standard one. And you've got 3 little clamps there for your silage work. We are going to do a little bit of just at the very start, out to one side then back again. It will make sense when I show you the map in a minute, because of where the route I need to take really to make it as efficient as I can will involve just one little bit of going back over ourselves, but that's not too much of a problem. So gas station done, biogas plant done. Just looking at my notes. So this is our start farm. So like I say, on a new farm that we do own. Actually, I'm just going to pull up just there. Leave the engine running. Let's go through the gate. So to our right, sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger. This sort of style of farm is becoming more common. You've seen it probably on a lot of map tours now, laid out like this. Equipment and machinery stored all over the place. As you can see, front load of tools in here. We've got one of our tractors and another front loader, a bit of equipment there. So there's our stire. Fertilizer spreader just there. Jet wash, fermenting silo just there. Nothing in it but grass silage, hay silage, chaff and straw silage can be produced. Cow pen barn, that will do 45 cows. We come across here and open this up. This is a 2 million litre multi-fruit silo. Water tank just in there, trailer in there. So this is all, like I said, all the start equipment. Now as far as I can tell, it's been dirtied up, but it's not damaged or aged or anything like that. So all our grasswork equipment is tucked away in here. We go through the gap and out round the back here. We do have, that's the back of the silo. Tucked in here, we have a manure spreader. Seeder and cultivator just there. Second tractor just here. Go across to our silage clamp. Forage wagon there. Around the back, manure heap and slurry spreader. That's the main farm. Now, as I said, I had a bit of a fiddle around and I bought up all of the farms, and pretty much all of them. There's a couple where this one I couldn't remove the silage clamp. There's a couple where you can't remove silage clamps, but a couple where you can. This one you could remove all of the decorative objects. All of the objects that are around are all individual decorative objects, part of the additional decorations pack. I managed to get the slot count down from 1,987 down to 1,252. So if you don't want to use all the farms, pretty much all the buildings can be removed. Like I said, there's a couple of little decorative objects here and there, a couple of silage clamps, but other than that, pretty much everything can go. This farm, if you do that, will look like this. Nice. So from here, let's get whizzing around sell points and other farms and things. Now we've got all the admin out of the way. Off to our left, around the side. Now some of these have still got I tried to do some German translations, but it didn't work out with all of them. This is Zum Glockenwirt. As far as I can tell, you can bring grapes and there's probably other things. Grapes and olives can come here. I think it's an inn, tavern type deal, but it's a sell point. And as I've always said when I do map tours, if you're not sure what can be sold where, go into your prices menu, scroll down your list of items. On the right hand side it will show you all the sell points where things can be sold, or you look for the sell point and then look at the other sides and see what things can be sold there, whichever way around you want to look at it. So that's the first of our sell points, Zum Glockenwirt, I think that's how you say it. Sorry for all the Giants guys, all the German subscribers and fans out there. To our right, we've got a bakery, and a bit further along we've got the agricultural fair. When I came down here the first time, it was quite the queue. There it is. It's like when we used to go to the old, what they call the tip refuse centre now, I guess. Look, it always used to be like this. It'd be queuing around the block and you had to wait to be allowed into the... It's like that. So agricultural fair, just here. Assume it's where everything moves around, but I don't know why it's all stopped. They're just letting one car release at a time. So we're going to go back through the town and continue our journey. Whoa. Threading the needle. So I've just come back through. Oh yeah, the harvester. I meant to say the harvester's just there on the left hand side in the field with its harvester header on. So we come through the town and out the other side. So past all the bits we've just done. On our right hand side, just there, it translates as shopping mall, but I think supermarket. Supermarket sell point is just there. And round back here. We have a grain mill production just here. Rather large facility for your grain production needs. And if you haven't bought it, you might have contracts that come up saying you need to deliver there, in which case it's just a sell point. But from here, we're heading out into the countryside. There's lots of little villages and stuff tucked in. This was something else I noticed, and that's what I mean. There's one little clunky bit, and once you get past there, yeah, there's a lot of required mods to download. The map is really cool, and to our right here there's this big field. It's like a huge basin. Look at that. It's like a meteorite crater. Pretty cool, that. I don't know, it just drew my eye. It's a feature of the map. Up on the hill is where we're heading to next, which is the next farm. I have arbitrarily numbered them myself. They're not numbered on the map. I'm just calling it Farm 2 because it's the second one I come to. So the second farm, there are a few bits like this which are fenced in. Now, I did find when I purchased the land on some of these. Oh, I've got to put some money in. It wouldn't let me remove all of the fencing, which was a little bit frustrating. People might find it frustrating. So, bear with me a moment. I'm just going to put some money in, and then we'll buy this plot of land and we'll carry on around the map. And so, from here, if we click on our map and go back up to here, we're over here. So our first little foray took us all the way down to here, agricultural fair, then we came back through the town, grain mill, all the way around, and we're now at this point here. So plot 55, 191,885, buy the plot, do that and that. Now this is where this is the only one that's curious. It shows the sleep trigger, but doesn't show the icon for the cows. And it is a cow barn. Sleep trigger is around the front just here, and wardrobe trigger. Then come round to here, and we do have a cow barn inside. So the cow trigger is not showing on the map, but it is a cow barn in here, 45 cows. And if we come around the back, I think we have the manure heap and silage clamped around the back here. So neither of those are showing. Silage clamped there, and the manure heap just here. Whereas on the other farms they are. It's interesting how on the map, some of the farms that we don't own yet are showing all the triggers. Some of the maps Some of the farms don't show them until you buy them. Yeah, it's odd. I'm not quite sure why. And like I said, this is not a mod review of the buildings themselves, the mods themselves, but all of the various different triggers for your milk. There you go. They're all pretty clear on all of the animal pens. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think there were any I came across which are a bit ambiguous. I always remember back in FS19, FS17, it was always that hunt for, you know, most modders, most map makers will make sure that the slurry point is quite clear. The milk one, oh, there we go. The one clunky bit on the map, I put it on my notes. I put a little star and I put clunky. If we look here, and duck down, the road here doesn't quite meet the ground. Because when I first drove over it doing my map, my sort of prep, I thought, what happened there? That's the only bit I found on the map. I mean, there might be other bits, but that's the only bit I found, which might need a bit of adjustment. And that's not something you can landscape, I don't think. Yeah, the only clunky bit I came across. So, yeah, so most places, most maps, most mods, it's fairly clear. Not always, but most of the time. And if it's not, I will usually try and highlight where they are. So, sweeping down the main entrance, we came in the delivery entrance. Let's pretend I stop at all the stop signs. No, I will do. So from here, let's say just the route I'm particularly taking. And it is a nice blend. It's nice sweeping countryside. There's plenty of farmland. So if forestry is not your thing, that's absolutely fine. But there is plenty of forestry to do if you want to do it. If you want to have a dabble, you can. Because it's split up into nice chunks as well. Nothing over the top. So, through the forest, now the other side, and what's quite handy is when we come out through the forest, sawmill is just on the left hand side here. Nice little clearing with our sawmill just off to the left. Continue out the other side. So this sell point, as far as I could tell, the translation, it was grain sell, grain mill. This is just a sell point though. This is not an actual production chain, but sell point just there. In there we go. For the grain mill. And we take a sharp left. Heading out towards the animal dealer. Shadows are spot on. Like I said, lighting, all of it, it's nice. It works. So, animal dealer, just here. Has a few extra tricks up its sleeve. So, we have got feed buy points. So, for your animals, if you want to buy your feed, you can come and buy your feed from here. We also have a slurry buy point. So, if you want to buy slurry for your spreaders, you can buy it here. Now, it does translate to manure sales. But I brought a tanker over to check it and it was slurry that came out of here. Bale sale point is just here. And then around here we have got the animal dealer point itself. Just here. So, for all of your animal needs, I think that'd be quite cool in real life to do that, would be open a feedlot place or something like that and actually have all your silos labelled like that with big stenciled animals on them. I don't know why, just nice and straightforward. So we come through here and now on our right hand side coming up we have got the Bavarian Forest Seed point, which is where you can come and purchase your seeds from as well if you want, if you're not making them yourself or you're not buying them in pallets. So that's a seed buy point just there. I thought it was a farm production, not a farmer's market, but it's not. That's a seed buy point. Tell by the icon it's for buying, not selling, because it hasn't got the tipper for dropping off. And then just through the trees there in the background there's a debris crusher. We continue along a bit further and we're going to chuck a right up past all of these facilities. We've got the dairy the sugar mill and the oil mill. These were the ones that were put in by the map maker, and like I say, I couldn't see anything obvious that had changed, and when I purchased them the recipes seemed to be fairly standard. There was nothing over and above, but our dairy point just there, sugar mill just there, and oil mill just there. Now, as we come up to the northwest corner of the map, we have a curiosity. There are lots of parts, there's no periphery verges on this map, so all the sections that aren't fields and things, you can't buy all the extras. And there are a few chunks of land with the town on and some villages and stuff like that you can't purchase. And what struck me as odd with this bit here, when you come past here, we've got to come back on ourselves to come to the biogas plant. We've got this facility on our right hand side. I drove past it, oh, this is an interesting looking bit of ground. Swung in and had a look. Oh, look at that, you know, very cool. Building there. Is it a sell point? What is it? There's no icons, there's no triggers, there's nothing. And when you click on the map, and I'll show you where we are now, so I went from that farm up there, followed this track round up to the sawmill, out from the sawmill to that grain mill sell point, up there to the animal dealer, out there to the seed point, there you go, and then debris crusher, up past those, and we're now here. So at this point here, all this facility is on land you can't buy, which I thought was a bit odd. It's kind of a wasted opportunity in a way. If that was a Placeables point, even if there were no triggers or anything on it, but you could buy that plot of land so you could add sell point triggers on, or a production or something on there, that would be quite cool, but unfortunately it's not. But we'd have to wind our way back towards the second biogas plant on the map. This is a 99 kilowatt, and this one is different to the first one in that this one there's no icons showing, so you have to buy the land to get the biogas plant, whereas the first one the icons were there, you could buy the biogas plant and the land was separate. This one you have to buy the land if you want the icons to show up. Whoa. So if we go to our map, we are now here, plot 67, 48,240, which isn't too bad actually when you consider you get the biogas plant thrown in for that, 99 kilowatt. Again, fairly standard, crop types in, digestate out. So, onwards. I'm going to cut around the side of this little pond here. And we're going to turn left here. Now what I will say, is it this bit? Might be this bit. Santa's helpers in the off season, they're not helping themselves very much. The elf marketing department, self-marketing is one of the required mods, and I've only found one on the map. It's, again, the icon's not showing. There was another map that did this. When you place it, it wasn't showing on the map as being a sell point. Come on. There we go. And I've only found one. I'm not. There might be more, but I have only come across one. Oh, didn't see that light there. Right, we are now. Let's go back to our map. We come along here, down here, along here, and we are here at plot 12. If we buy plot 12, do that, 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 and that. We're at the next farm. So, sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger are here. As I said, elf marketing. There's an elf marketing point just here at the front, which isn't showing up, but that's fine. We've got a slurry point just here. Manure heap around the back. Cow barn just here for 80 cows. And again, all the various different triggers, feed points, slurry points, milk points are all fairly clearly labelled. If you have your help menu open and you have your interactive markers on, you can find them fairly, you know, if you haven't got the interactive markers on, it's not always as obvious. Barn and building space for storage. If we come around the sides here, we've got a fuel point there. We have a seed silo which can be refilled up to 27,300 litres of seed if you wish. Silo at the back here, that is a 2 million litre multi-fruit. I think all of them are 2 million litre multi-fruits, I think. 2 silage clamps. Now this I thought might be a pasture, but it's actually not. If we go into our drone mode, this path here literally runs round the back and comes back into the farm again. It kind of does give you a pasture, but when you put the cows in, the cows come into this little area here and not out into here. And we do own the land, so there's not any triggers coming up, like it's a separate pasture. And that is just a grass field there as well. I saw the fenced in bit and thought, oh, well, maybe that is a pasture, but that's just a grass field for the purchase and doing grass work, should you choose. So that's the next farm on the list. Back down to the pickup. Minding the light poles that are hidden in the grass. Oops. Is he along here today? On our right hand side, and you get to it just around the back of there, we've got the biomass heating plant sell point, just there. I think they're stopping for pedestrians, that's what it is. And as we come through, we've got a second bakery. So just through there, we've got a bakery tucked away at the back of the buildings. Then we carry on back out of this little hamlet. I think it's drawing on from here. Yep. To the next farm. So this is the first of the points where we own a production here, but we don't own the land. So if I just stop here, go off to the left. Now I'm treating this as one farm, and when I work them all out, it does work out as 6. So we're going to take it as that. But up here, we've got this small garden. Click on that, showing there as what we own. We've already got it under our productions. So we've got a small garden tucked away here. We've got a well. And we've got a chicken coop just there for 30 chickens. Now this plot of land can be purchased separately. If we go back to here, so we came along here, we're now here. So this little plot, 81, can be purchased separately, 5,760 if you want to. We do already have the triggers and the stuff all showing already, but to access and use it, I'd always rather buy the land. That's just me personally. But plot 48, which is the one just to the south of it, 140,790. We do that, that, and that. Which I have to say, the farm prices are pretty good. Most of them come with a field as well. So bearing in mind we're getting the farm and everything that comes with it, plus the field for that price, that's pretty cool. So silage clamps to the left-hand side of the road. Sleep trigger just over there. Come across there. You can see our slurry point, manure heap around the back. If we open up our doors here, and come through, feed point and dialogue box for our cows. It says, there we go, 45. Please open. There we go. Come out around the back. Slurry tank. Barn space. So this one has got chickens as well, 360, and this is the barn with chicken coop. This has got a 300,000 litre silo built in. If we come over to here, we can open the offloading pit. So in and out is done in here, 300,000 litres along with the chicken coop. Come out the other side, and we're back. And I'm pretty sure on this one, most of the stuff removed, including like car fig glues, all the decoration. If you wanted to remove it, well, you could, but I don't think I could remove the silage clamps here, if I recall correctly. So, carrying on. We're going to head south. Wait for a gap in the traffic and just nail it. Right. Next point we come to is a really cool little feature in the countryside. I'm going to have to cut across a little bit of grass, I think, but for the most part we're okay for track. It's a little I don't know, production point, little centre, a centre of excellence. but it's perched up on this little hill. It's very cool actually. So we come up to here, we've got our recycling centre, which is a sell point for various different goods. Great processing unit is just there. So we come up and have a look here. So we've got our recycling centre, and when you look into all these, all the various different things that can be sold. So we do have the recycling centre up here. As I say, great processing unit is just there. We cross over the bridge. To our right, we've got the carpentry. Just there. And to our extreme right, spinnery. Just there. We swing round. And we've got 2 open gardens and 2 fruit greenhouses. So these are the ones I was talking about. If we come into our menu and we go down here to these points, so not these, but we go up, there we go. So if I click now on tag place, you'll see these are the ones that we already own. So we do start with these. Again, these we don't own the land for, but on all 3 game modes you do start with them. So 2 open gardens, 2 fruit greenhouses. These ones require various different things, as did the small garden, to operate water, seed, solid fertiliser and herbicide for the fruit ones. And the fact we can do grapes and olives, potatoes, sugar, there's a whole load of stuff we can do in these. And the open gardens, if you're familiar with the OmaTana ones, you can do all sorts and pretty much everything. I mean, there's so much we can do on these as well, which is very cool. So the plots of land here, we go back to our map. So we drove all the way down here. Recycling centre, great processing unit, carpentry, sugar, spinnery. Plot 64, plot 65, again, next to nothing to buy. Once you've bought those, once you own the land, you can remove these as well. When I got that slot count right down, I removed these as well. These can be removed if you want to. So if you want to put something else up here, you absolutely can. So from here then, I'm going to take the road back around. You sweep around and come under here. I just think it's an interesting feature. It's a little bit different. Out to the main road, and to our left we're going to go to the next farm, which should be farm number 5. This one is packed with sheds. I mean, yeah, sheds everywhere. I'm just going to cut across the grass just a little bit, again just for ease of use for when we leave. So the only thing I couldn't remove on this one was the silo. The silo remained. That's a 2 million litre multi-fruit silo. There's a couple of the buildings, if you remove them, leaves a bit of a hole in the ground, which could be dealt with landscaping. So we followed this road along here. We are now at plot 36 for a mere 114,785. We can purchase that. So sleep trigger is at the back there. Nope, not over. Storage sheds and space here. It looks like it's supposed to be a horse barn, but there's not any triggers or anything come up for it. I think it's just, yeah, just barn and storage space. Silage clamps just there. Again, grain storage, that's not a silage clamp per se. Dialogue box for the cows and shed space all along here. Cows in here we can do 28. Ramp up to the hayloft as well at the top. More barn space. Don't think there's lots of these. I keep thinking there's going to be workshops in here, but a lot of them don't have workshop triggers, although they have the tool benches at the back. Hop over there and round up here. More shed space and the 2 million litre silo. This one's really cool. I do like this shed. This is the 2-tier sort of split level. So again, with these, pretty much everything could be removed apart from the silo as far as I recall. So that's farm number 5. I'd like to put the cruise control on, wouldn't it? We're going to head down through this lovely little village. Notes. say left fork. I'm getting old. All these visual clues. Left fork. Up here. Another lovely little village. Like I said, apart from that one little clunky bit, it's all nice and smooth. It just runs very nicely. To our left here, now this does follow for quite a way. And this takes us to farm number 6. If I've done my job correctly. Like I say, I didn't come across any other self-marketing buildings. I'm not saying there aren't any. There could well be. On the route I took around to taking all the, sort of the main features, I guess, I didn't come across any more. That's not to say that there aren't. So, I do like the fact as well. I know, with 25 required mods and a few of them being various different farm packs, BERNIESCS ones, Landsberg Farm, Lower Bavarian Farm Pack, Bavarian Building Pack. You know, there's a few in there. Bavarian Farm Pack, Hessian Farm. You know, they all do have a different feel to them, which is nice. It's not identical farms as we go around the map. So as you can see, we are at a sheep farming area, a little bit more old world, which I like. I like this look. So from here, we followed this road all the way down, left fork there, over to here, followed the track all the way around, and we are at plot 63. Now again, the triggers and icons are already showing. Buy the land, just for good measure. We've got sheep pasture, or sheep pen for 30. Hang on, whoa. That one's for 30. This one's for 18. And the next one's for 30. Plenty of shed space. Hayloft for 250,000 litres. Fuel point just here, and then another sheep bit here for 30 sheep as well. There we go. There's no sleep trigger up at this one. I suppose there's not actually a farmhouse technically. That's just another shed. But you can put a sleep trigger up here if you wanted to. Put a little farmhouse up in the trees. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? So there you go. That's the sheep farm, farm number 6. And that, if we go back, is the map. But if I come back onto the main road to the fork and back down again, it takes us right the way back down to the agricultural fair and back into the town. I didn't go through the main centre section here where we've got all the, I mean, it's basically just forest, but we've taken, I think, again, as far as I can tell, all the main points. There are lots of areas, like I say, like this, if you click on, you can't actually purchase. I do try and keep an eye out for little plots of land that I might have missed. It could be pastures or other farmers, but as far as I can tell, that is it. Somewhere in Lower Bavaria by Paco. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks for watching.